Hello, everybody, and welcome to Asteroid Mike Reviews. My name is Asteroid Mike, and today I'll be talking about Transformers: Age of Extinction. Now, for those who don't know, Age of Extinction and the Transformers live-action movies in general have had a bit of controversy surrounding them. Well, actually, a lot of controversy. It being that, well, they're just not good movies. Now, in a broad sense, you can definitely make that argument. But, in my opinion, when you look at them for what they are, they're pretty average, at least, in my opinion. I mean, the basic thing you can do is just go into the movie knowing what you're getting. For example, Transformers in general, if you go into there expecting things to explode, lots of noise, lots of action, and giant robots fighting, then you won't be disappointed, because that's exactly what it is. And that goes for Michael Bay movies in general, in my opinion. With that said, let's talk about Age of Extinction a little bit. And before I begin, I want you to know there'll be a couple spoilers in this review. So, if you haven't seen the movie yet, back out now. So, Age of Extinction now stars Mark Wahlberg as the lead role instead of Shia LaBeouf, who was the lead role in the last three movies. And in this movie, he plays a down on his luck dad who just sells stuff, sells junk, invents junk, and tries to get money out of it. But that's not what you're really here for. What you're really here for is the Transformers. And well, the plot is that the Transformers, well, more specifically the Autobots, are being hunted down by the US government because of their role in the Chicago attack, which was the climax of Dark of the Moon. Now, that is an incredibly interesting plot point and at the same time a bit hypocritical, mainly because for the last three movies, the Autobots have been seen as the good guys by the government, for the most part. But now the script has been flipped, and now they're the bad guys. And now a Decepticon is being seen as their savior, or rather their person of interest who can help get rid of the Autobots. Kind of scary, kind of interesting turn point, a bit odd. But, well, let's continue to watch the movie. So anyway, after a while, Optimus Prime gets activated by Mark Wahlberg's character in his barn, and, well, the government comes hunting them down. Now, at this point, it's pretty cool. Actually, I thought it was pretty cool when he busted out of the barn and started laying waste to the bad guys. I couldn't help but squeal a little bit. Forgive me for squealing, but, well, I like good action, because Optimus Prime is just that good of a hero. But at the same time, he's a bit jaded now because after everything he's done, he's now being hunted down by the people he tried to protect. Can't really blame him for being, well, cynical about everything. Anyway, the movie goes on and you get to see a couple of familiar faces. Well, one of them being Bumblebee, obviously, who's still hanging around. But you have a couple new Autobots. You have, most notably, John Goodman's character, who plays Hound, who also is an old Transformer from the original cartoon series. Now, there is one complaint I'd like to point out, and that is that the Dinobots, who got heavy billing for this movie and are on posters and even in the trailers, don't really do a whole lot. In fact, they don't really show up into the last 20 to 30 minutes of the movie. You see a couple flashes of them in the beginning, but that's about it until the end. Now, the signature scene would be Optimus Prime punching a T-Rex, who appears more than likely to be Grimlock, and riding him like a horse. As cool as that sounds, that was pretty much all his role throughout the entire movie. Well, specifically the last part. And, well, it left me feeling a bit let down, even for this type of movie. That being said, his screen time was actually done pretty well. He did look pretty badass, hardcore, and, well, I couldn't help but get a little bit excited. It's too bad they didn't do more with him, but considering that the whole point of Lockdown being on the planet was to hunt Optimus Prime to bring him back to his creators, who, from everybody who used to watch the cartoon, will be the Quintessons, that leaves more than enough room for the Dinobots to serve more purpose and more screen time in the next movie, because there will be one. So, yeah, the next movie will end with, well, it will feature the Quintessons more than likely, since this one ended with Optimus Prime going into space, warning them to stay away from Earth because he's coming for them. Overall, in spite of that, and the usual crude humor, explosions, and basic dialogue, it's enjoyable for what it is. I had fun with it. I laughed a bit. I shook my head. I knew what I came for, and I got it. I'm not disappointed, really. Well, aside from what I mentioned, and that's pretty much all I can say. Granted, having a whole bunch of explosions does tend to bore you after a while. I mean, by the time we got to the last half of the movie, or third rather, it kind of dulled me, but that's to be expected. So overall, I'd say I'd give the movie a B minus rating. Yeah, it seems high for a Michael Bay movie, specifically a Transformers movie. But hey, it wasn't terrible. It wasn't bad. It was enjoyable for what it was. So I'm curious, what did you all think? Have you all seen it yet? Did you like it? Dislike it? Think it could be better? Think it could be worse? Um, However you feel, please leave a comment. Tell me how you felt and what you expect more. What you expect more of in the future. It probably won't be much considering who's directing this, but well, just leave a comment. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you around real soon.